Okay, so today it's the belly, stomach fat, a problem for many people, a frustrating problem for many people. Hi, it's Jen here, the editor of menPsyche.com, discussing a reader question about how they can lose stomach fat and just going through some of the responses we received from some of our website audience. So firstly, we had a few funny responses. We had one suggestion to wear bigger clothes. So not quite what our reader was getting at, I don't think there. Okay, so the first response that I wanted to read to you was from a TS. TS writes that he had success losing belly fat by giving himself 1 year. So giving himself 1 year time frame to actually achieve results. So he didn't actually explain the intervention he used. However, mentioned that he thought that perhaps the time frame was the relevant part there. So I know for a lot of people, myself included, that we sometimes make the conclusion that something isn't working, the diet isn't working, the exercise is not right, something is not working, and it often is because we don't give it enough time. So I think that's a relevant point there by TS, to give yourself time to see what works, because something like belly fat may not immediately disappear. It may be the last place on your body that starts to reduce in size. So I know from personal experience and speaking to other people that timing is certainly a relevant point there. So thank you, TS. We had another response from someone saying that they changed the timing of their eating. So, of course, intermittent fasting is not a new concept in the world. Many cultures practice some form of intermittent fasting. And however, it has become popular and trendy, if you like, particularly in the last 5 years or so. Many people might be familiar with the different patterns of eating, 16-8, 24, the warrior diet, OMAD, once-a-day meals. These sorts of concepts are out there at the moment, and people do report success with those. So this particular response was someone saying that they changed the timing of their meal and brought their dinner, their evening meal time down. So not eating so late in the night, and that seemed to assist them to reduce their stomach size. So interesting answer there. And I know a lot of people do have success with intermittent fasting, reported success with intermittent fasting. So that could be something that might help some of you out there if you have not tried that. We had another response here from a K, just a K, that's the initial. They write that they experimented on themselves. So this is an interesting one. They said that they had tested all sorts of different foods, so brought their diet down to basics and then started adding in foods to see what affected them, different extra foods, perhaps even junk foods and things like that, just to see what it was that was affecting their stomach or their overall fat percentage. These are the things they said they tested. They said they tested different types of foods. They tested their sleeping time, bedtime, changing that. They tried alcohol intake, changing that, and also just reducing the time of eating in the night, like our previous person. So, Kay, I'm not sure if that who that if that's a man or not, but that person said in the end, after their experimentation phase, that it was in fact the eating in the night that was affecting their weight, and they had a bit of success with changing the timing of their evening meal. So that's two people that reported that. Interesting response. I know myself that I'm familiar with some research, especially in the last few years, in relation to circadian rhythms and timing of meals. So that might be something some of you would like to research yourself, just to see if you're not having any luck reducing stomach fat by conventional sort of wisdom, if you like. I know that there is a lot of information out there on this topic, a massive amount of information overload on diet and exercise. And given that everybody is completely unique and genetically, environmentally, they have different health conditions, everyone's starting from a completely different position on the start line. that it may take some experimentation to find what works for you. So interesting responses this week from our audience. Thank you very much for those responses, helping people out with their questions here. Certainly if you've got stomach fat and you cannot move it, you are definitely not alone. Very common problem. However, I hope some of those responses might have pointed some of you in a direction that you have not thought of before. If I can also mention at this point, I'll leave in the comments below a couple of articles from menPsyche.com website in relation to stress and cortisol and trying to lose weight, because many people do not consider that a stressful relationship, a job, a financial problem could in fact be contributing to their weight problem in terms of cortisol, interplay with glucose and many other things. So if you'd like to check those links in the description below for those of you who'd like further reading. But thanks a lot for your time today. Please join us at menPsyche.com for more conversations, questions and answers. We hope to see you there.